Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News here on CNC3, and a special welcome to all our listeners on the TVC Radio Network. My name is Ryan Bachu. Top of the news this afternoon. Political analyst Shane Mohammed says the government needs to urgently address those who are on the breadline. His comment comes as the UNC government marks 100 days in office. With the government opting to restructure the URP and CPEP programs, Dr. Mohammed says those who are not working, and with school restarting in less than a month, the government will have to provide solutions, and soon.
So that's a catch-22 that I think is very urgent, pertinent, and given that today is the 11th of August and school is opening on the 8th of September, which gives us, give or take 4 weeks, yeah, there's going to be some level of anxiousness for those who are on the breadline, and that is where I think the government has to err on the side of caution.
Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar is expected to say more tonight at the UNC's Monday night report on the party's first 100 days in office. Chief Secretary Farley Augustine says Tobago will be part of the ongoing consultations on the proposed Stand Your Ground legislation, as it could have implications for the island's tourism sector. He made it clear that the Tobago House of Assembly will not be hosting its own consultations. However, he said members of Parliament will meet with residents to gather their opinions. He said the THA is guided by what the public and what Tobagonians say and feel about the matter. But the Assembly will not trigger or lead consultations or discussions on this matter. He said the Tobago East and West MPs will engage in some consultations because the THA wants to know how Tobagonians feel. The government has already hosted several consultations across Trinidad over the past few weeks. The Progressive Democratic Patriots says Chief Secretary Farley Augustine owes his political career to Watson Duke, their party leader, who gave him his start when Augustine was just, quote, a little dry-foot boy from Speyside, end quote. In a release this morning, PDP chairman Sean Ned called Augustine's recent remarks about Duke disrespectful and delusional. Last Friday, Augustine had claimed that Duke is politically buried and cannot attract even 1% of the vote. But the PDP says Duke was a driving force behind the party's historic performances in the Tobago House of Assembly elections in both 2017 and 2021. The party went on to accuse Augustine of betraying the very man who defended him against all odds. They also described Duke as the most consistent, fearless and visionary voice in the Tobago House of Assembly over the past 9 years. The PDP warns that Augustine will soon face the reality of a Tobago that has grown disillusioned, dissatisfied and ready for change. The party said history will remember who stood firm for the people and who turned their backs when power came. Less than a year into office, a public spat between Duke and Augustine led to mass resignations in the PDP. Augustine went on to form his Tobago People's Party in 2023. President of Pan Trinbago Beverly Ramsey Moore says discussions are ongoing as it pertains to teaching the steel pan in schools. Appearing on the Morning Brew this morning, Ramsey Moore said it is something the Ministry of Education must seriously consider. Today is World Steel Pan Day. It was officially declared by the United Nations General Assembly in 2023. Beverly Ramsey Moore says it is imperative that the next generation of citizens learn about the history of the pan and not just see it as an African instrument.
So the conversations are happening because we definitely need to do more and to teach the history more in our schools. We try to do it at the panyards because definitely it is not happening, and so this is a conversation that needs to go further with the Ministry of Education. We need to cherish, listen, when you think of the early days when the drum was banned, do you think it was only the African drum alone that was banned? It's all the drums. Whether it's African drum, whether it was Tassa, whatever it was.
They put a ban on everything.
There was a ban on drums.
All across the country today, steel bands will be playing in celebration of World Steel Pan Day. It's now time for a break here on the Midday News. When we come back, we'll have the latest in sport for you. Stay with us.
This Java bring the whole family to La Vega Estate, Trinidad's #1 family-friendly destination, open daily, including weekends and public holidays. La Vega is more than Trinidad's leading garden center. It's packed with fun for everyone. New this season, thrilling ATV tours for the adventure seekers, plus 2 large pools, fishing, nature trails, playgrounds, and more. Camp under the night sky. Make a booking for an unforgettable family getaway. Call or WhatsApp 714-5969 to plan your next adventure today.
With the cold and flu lurking around every corner, keeping your immune system strong allows you to live the life that you want every day. Discover BioStrath Immune Health. BioStrath Immune Health is a unique plasmalized yeast product that enhances the absorption of essential micronutrients, ensuring that your body stays resilient. And now enriched with zinc, it is your go-to support for immunity. Staying vibrant and healthy just became a whole lot easier. BioStrath Immune Health. Get what you need naturally.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Get the best in affordable eyewear. Frames with blue filter lenses and eye exam, $399. Single vision lenses with transitions on designer frames, $799. Progressive transitions with designer frames, $1,399. Happening only at Seaview Optical. Affordable eye care for everyone.
Welcome back in news of sport. National footballer Kenya Cordner is ready to end her almost 4-year exile from the national team. Speaking moments before helping Club Sando beat Pro Series for 3rd place in the 3Ws tournament at the Hazley Crawford Stadium, Cordner says she is ready to return to help the young players.
At the age of 36 now, and I still have football in me, I could go back and represent my country, which I told them that I will come back and represent them in the upcoming tournaments that is here to come.
Cordner, who scored a second-half hat-trick after coming off the bench in Club Sando's 6-2 win at the Hazley Crawford Stadium on Sunday, added how the young players will benefit from her being in the national setup.
I have a lot of football knowledge and I have a lot of youngsters that look up to me, and my experience that I will bring to the team from playing outside will be a great addition into the team again, not only being the monster that I am, but being so experienced to bring a different look to things so that the mindset of the younger ones, that they understand that, okay, you come here to play football, this is the senior level, you will get some criticism, but don't take it personally.
Well, that's all for sports. Stay with us because on the back of this break, we have the latest around the region and the world after this.
This country real backward. You can't even report crimes online. Actually, since 2020, you could report your crimes online. And it's fast, easy, and secure. Let me show you how to do it in just a few simple steps. First, visit our official website at www.ttps.gov.tt. Then, click on Report a Crime, located at the top right corner of the homepage. After which, choose the option that suits your concern. Report a crime or report a suspicious or abandoned vehicle. Next, read the disclaimer, then fill out the form giving all the required information about the incident. Finally, once all required information is entered accurately, click Submit to send your report directly to the TTPS. Once your report is submitted, our Operations Command Center will review it and send it to the relevant division, branch, or section for classification and follow-up action. And yes, police officers will respond or communicate with you for more information in order to properly assess and take the necessary action. So the next time you need to report a crime or a suspicious vehicle, you don't even have to leave your home. Report it online and help us make our communities safer.
Regionally, Jamaicans will head to the polls on September 3rd to decide who will lead the country for the next 5 years. The country's Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, made the long-anticipated announcement at a mass rally in Halfway Tree on Sunday evening, calling on voters to choose Jamaica and grant the Jamaica Labour Party an unprecedented third consecutive term in office. Nomination day has been set for August 18th. Public opinion polls suggest the race to control Jamaica House will be a tight one. Holness also announced that by-elections in 4 local government divisions in the Kingston and St. Andrew municipal corporations will also be held on September 3rd. In international developments, the U.S. federal government has special powers over Washington, D.C. because it is the nation's capital. Its president, Donald Trump, appears to poised to use that authority in potentially unprecedented ways. He says he has a plan for the city's, quote, beautification. And here's more from CNN.
If the priority is to show force in an American city, we know he can do that here. But it won't be because there's a spike in crime.
President Donald Trump says he's unveiling a plan for Washington, D.C. today. It follows his threats to assert more federal control over the nation's capital.
We've got to get the mayor to run this city properly. This city has to be run. You know, I have the right to take it over.
Trump says he wants to remove homeless people from the city and find them other places to stay. Homelessness is up across the country, with 770,000 people experiencing it last year. That's an 18% increase from 2023. But advocates say removing homeless people makes the problem worse by marginalizing them more. Meanwhile,
I think it's a disgrace that tourists and visitors come to Washington, D.C. and they don't feel safe.
Trump says he wants to reduce crime in Washington. A source says he's sending FBI agents on patrol with local officers. He can take over the district police force in certain emergencies, though it's unclear if he'll try that. He also controls its National Guard. Records show crime in D.C. is down sharply year over year, but a former DOJ staffer was assaulted there recently.
It seems to be that democratic cities get sort of called out. People that are friends of the president get special treatment. All of a sudden, federal forces are called on to police the entire city.
Let's check in with Jean-Marc to see what's up in the weather.
We've had a mostly hot and sunny morning despite 1 or 2 showers favoring southern and eastern areas of Trinidad. This afternoon, some showers and isolated thunderstorms are expected to roll in over Trinidad, and that moisture is associated with a weak tropical wave. Elsewhere in the Atlantic, we now have Tropical Storm Erin. On its forecast track from the National Hurricane Center, it is expected to continue westward, intensifying into a hurricane by Wednesday and a major Category 3 hurricane by the weekend. The track takes it just north of the Leeward Islands on Saturday, but its progress will be monitored by the entire Caribbean this week.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for a look at today's developments so far on the Midday News. And as we leave you on this World Steel Pan Day, we leave you with the sweet sounds of the national instrument.